Welcome to today's video, where we'll be talking about one of the most intriguing concepts in U.S. politics, the designated survivor. In recent years, this term has gained popularity due to the hit TV show Designated Survivor. But it's a real concept that has been around for decades. So, what exactly is a designated survivor, and why was it established? Let's find out. Before we start, this video took me a lot of research, and I would really appreciate if you click the like button and subscribe to my channel. The concept of a designated survivor dates back to the 1950s, during the Cold War. The idea was to ensure the continuity of government in the event of a catastrophic event, such as a nuclear attack, that could wipe out the entire leadership of the country. The designated survivor is a person who is appointed to be away from the location where the president, vice president, and other high-ranking government officials are gathered, ensuring that if something were to happen to the leaders in that location, there would still be someone left to take charge. The first time a designated survivor was used in modern times was during President Reagan's State of the Union address in 1984. Since then, the practice has become more common, especially after the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. In fact, after the attacks, the line of succession was expanded to include several other government officials, including the Secretary of Homeland Security and the Secretary of Defense. In addition to the designated survivor, there are other measures in place to ensure the continuity of government. One of these is the Presidential Succession Act, which outlines the order of succession in case the president is unable to serve. The vice president is first in line, followed by the Speaker of the House, the President pro tempore of the Senate, and then the Secretary of State and other members of the president's cabinet in a specific order. However, the designated survivor is different from the Presidential Succession Act in that it's a temporary measure put in place for specific events, like the State of the Union address, whereas the Presidential Succession Act is in effect all the time. It's important to note that the designated survivor is not just a U.S. concept. Other countries also have similar measures in place to ensure the continuity of government. For example, in the United Kingdom, there is a designated survivor for the state opening of Parliament, and in Australia, there is a designated minister during certain events. So, who is chosen to be the designated survivor? The choice is usually made by the president or their staff, and the person chosen is typically a member of the president's cabinet. However, the selection process is kept secret to prevent any potential attacks on the designated survivor. The person chosen must also meet several criteria, including being a natural-born citizen of the United States, at least 35 years old, and not currently holding a position that would put them in the line of presidential succession. While the concept of the designated survivor is generally viewed as an important and necessary measure to ensure the continuity of government in times of crisis, there have been some criticisms of the practice. One controversial aspect of the designated survivor is the secrecy surrounding the selection process. The identity of the designated survivor is kept confidential to prevent potential attacks, but some critics argue that this lack of transparency can lead to suspicions about the fairness and legitimacy of the selection process. There are concerns that certain individuals may be favored or excluded based on factors like political affiliation or personal relationships. Conclusion. In conclusion, the designated survivor is a vital concept in U.S. politics that ensures the continuity of government in the event of a catastrophic event. The practice has been around for decades, and it has become more common after the terrorist attacks of 9/11. The selection process is kept secret, and the person chosen must meet several criteria to be eligible. So, the next time you watch Designated Survivor, you'll have a better understanding of the real-life concept that inspired the show. And that's it for today's topic. I'd love to hear your opinion on this topic in the comments section below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.